right into our state constitution. And so when they did that, they made it really hard for us to ever take it out. And so because of that, we have women coming from all over the nation, like I mentioned at the beginning, coming to our state. And not only do they just come here and they can have an abortion, California will pay for their abortion. They will pay for their travel to get here. They'll pay for the time that they missed off work. They have other kids. They will pay for their kid's babysitter to come and watch their kids while they abort their sibling. And then they will pay for their stay while they're here as well, however long they need to recover and send them back home. So that is what it means for California to be a sanctuary state of abortion. And we are also advertising this in other states. In other states like in North Dakota and Missouri, we have a sign up that says, "Love your neighbor, come to California for an abortion," paid for by Gavin Newsom. So that's what's happening in California. And Ohio, yeah, that's just like an example state. No, there's more states that are like that. Those are just like the two big ones that have codified it into its state constitution. But New York is also similar.
Is there why are they doing this? Is there a financial gain for bringing people here for abortion?
Yeah, so abortion is a high sacrament of the leftist movement, of the secular humanists. Similar to how we have communion and baptism, they have abortion. They have child sacrifice. This has been a ritual that they have done. This is another ideology that we are fighting against that uses abortion as its highest sacrament. And so because of that, they will protect it with every tooth and nail that they have. There's no gain. There's no reason for them to be able to do this. It is because we're just a state that wants to provide that for other people because they're not getting it from someone else. And so they are painting themselves as loving and kind and helping our neighbors in the next state over when really we're killing their child.
So we're spending all of this money just because.
Yep. Mm-hmm. This is Gavin Newsom has a abortion tax committee. We're one of the only states that does have that, where they just look for ways to further abortions in the state.
Well, it's also really political too, because so many women are ashamed to say that they're not against abortion.
Yes.
And so it's just such a trend. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's almost as though like if you're a female, you have to support abortion. And so
or else you hate your own kind.
Yeah. So it's an easy way to help build a constituency.
100%. Yeah. So to them, they're painting themselves as very loving and kind and very inclusive. And so, but the reality is that we're killing people and we're taking our money and we're killing them with our taxpayer dollars. We're hurting them and doing that. So stats. Let's look at a few stats across the U.S. These are just, there's so many different things that we could look at, but this is what I felt like was really important. So there are about 1 million abortions that are happening every year in the United States alone. 1 million is an insane number. You could fill Crypto Arena Staples Center 52,000 times with 1 million abortions a year. It's just a ridiculous amount of people that it's so hard for us to even fathom this genocide that is happening in our nation today. So, and about 40% of those women are attending church, a Christian church, at least once a month. Our ministry, Love Life, we are a ministry for the church. Anthem, which all of you guys go to, is a house of refuge with our ministry, which means that we put out a statement that says that if you are a woman in unplanned pregnancy, you can come to our church and we'll support you and we will help you. And this is something that our ministry is trying to promote throughout the entire United States. So that way we have women running to the church, looking to Jesus as our true hope rather than to the abortion center. Black childbearing women represent 3% of the U.S. population, like you were mentioning before. Our nation is very small, like diverse when it comes to Black women, and it's because they are responsible for 400,000 abortions a year, which is about 40% of them. That is the smallest population in our nation that is responsible for a majority of them. We are talking about Black Lives Matter, right? We are killing all of the Black people in our nation. It is targeted for them.
70% of Black children conceived in New York City are aborted.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that one. That was intense.
Did you say 70?
70%. 70.
That's insane. About 1/3 of the women obtaining abortions are between the ages of 18 and 24. This course, my goal, I want to reach my generation, Gen Z, who is the one that are having these abortions the most. The college campuses, which is where they are attacking. We want to engage Christians to lovingly speak out and don't say, you do you, but say, I have a better option for you. We have a hope in his name is Jesus. Look to him. This is what discipleship is all about. Older women, train up the younger women. Like, this is what our generation needs more than anything, is guidance and someone to help us to get through these problems and not to look to the abortion center and to look to death. Approximately 34% of abortions are the woman's second or third, because they build a relationship with them from the first, and they continue going back in their homes. There are 160 abortion centers. Abortion center means that more than half of that clinic's services are abortions. That's how they classify that. There are 800 abortion centers throughout the United States, and 160 of them are in California. 160, and in LA, Ventura County, and here, there's one here which is Planned Parenthood. Every hospital is doing them because they have to. But throughout, just for abortions, there's 4 in Ventura County, there's 1 here in Santa Barbara, and in LA there's an abundance. In Van Nuys alone, there are 11 abortion centers within 3 miles of each other. It's insane how many are there. And approximately 15% of the abortions throughout the nation occur in California, which is a ridiculous amount.
60?
15.
15%.
Considering that there are 1 million that happen every year, 15% is the majority here. This is why we need to be informed, we need to be aware, and we need to spread, and we need to be able to defend what this is and how we can go out and help people to make positive choices in the way that they vote and influence our culture, our communities, and our state. So, yes, that is my course for today. The last, our final the final verse I have for you guys is, but they, the Israelites, mingled with the Gentiles and learned their works. They served their idols, which became a snare to them. They even sacrificed their sons and daughters to demons and shed innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Our land is polluted with blood. We need to grieve these children whose lives have been lost. Their blood cries out to him from the ground. Our hearts need to break for what has been happening here. I feel like if you're in this class and your heart has already broken for this, and you are wanting just more information to learn how to defend it and how to go about it and what we can do about it. And honestly, the Lord has been equipping us, the saints, on how to do something about it. And so that's today's class. That's our